YouTube? It's your resident waifu, Paddy from the Hangar here, and we're going to record some guitars today. We're going to record some rhythm guitars for one of the heavier songs, Stars. This is a mesa job. Probably the first thing I need to do is one of the things I keep forgetting to do. Make sure that all the tracks are going through the auxiliary track where I'm choosing to have. And you can confirm this by pressing play, and if this goes up, the meter goes up, then you've done it right. I'll also need to create 2 more tracks and make sure they go through the same thing. The only track that will not be going through that is the click track, because you guys don't need to hear that. It's annoying, it's boring. I do though, to stay in time. Because this is in a lower tuning, we'll need to do the SC 550. That was good. I needed that. Whew. Heavy. Hello, now you can hear me. Yeah, let's have a listen to that. What I'm going to do as I go along as well. 2 seconds. I noticed as I was recording that, clearly when I was doing the clean guitar, I was pissing about and playing some of the heavier parts, but it sounds fucking hideous. So I'm going to get rid of them as well as I go along. Some bits I want to keep because I think I was like trying to remind myself of ideas of what to play there. Because this song, much like a lot of the other songs, I'm still writing as I go along. That's horrible. Just played the wrong chord. Again, I think the clean guitar there is trying to remind me of a bit that I want to play over it. I forgot how much I loved breakdowns. I don't usually write them into songs, but wow, love them. And this is quite a simple one. Good bass sound as well. Growly, I like it. Yep. Cool. That's a good mix. There's so much you can do, especially with music like that, to make it tighter. Like when you're doing, for example, the breakdowns, you can zoom right in every single note, every single hit of the guitar, and compress it so that it's because obviously guitar is going to ring out quite naturally. I'm very rusty on guitar. I don't play as much as I probably should or would like to. But even if you are proficient, experienced, and on form guitarist, you're gonna. It's not going to be as sharp as you can get it. And certainly, like modern metal music is very sharp, almost overproduced in my opinion. Oh God, this is just going to be the heavy episode. So I'm just opening up the track Make It. I've not worked on this a while. So yeah, this episode's going to be 2 really fucking heavy songs. You know, do I apologise for that? Do I fuck? My mum won't like it though. She'll probably also won't like the fact I've just sworn there, so sorry mum. Well, that's not how you spell make, but we're going to go with that now. You know, you think you're smart, put an S where it should be. Now it's just going to have to be called Misaki. Make it so you guys can hear it. I'm going to introduce track at a time. Those toms are good. With this song as well, there's no like lead rhythm guitar. It's just guitar 1, guitar 2, and we will get, you know, we use a telly. We use a telly because I think that's the SC550 doing the chonk. The telly will do the bite. So you want chonk, big Bolshevik balls, and you want bite as well. Right, so, fuck, have I just lost my mind? I suppose in order to lose my mind, I would need to have had some form of sanity in the first place, and well, I fucking don't. Anyway, let's do guitar 2. The song's called Make It, using my dad's telly, which, as I've explained in the past for those that haven't seen previous episodes, is just a normal Squire Telecaster with Fender custom shop pickups in it. These are the twisted tellies. They're unbelievable, especially for like high output music. You wouldn't think that this guitar could smash out metal sounds, but you're about to fucking hear some metal sounds. So the guitar is going through a small homemade pedal board I've made, where I've got a couple of pedals. I've got my Boss NS2 noise suppressor, and I've got my Ibanez limited edition tube screamer. The noise suppressor's on a very basic setting. You know, all guitars have their own sort of way of setting it up, so I won't, you know, waste my time talking about that. And the tube screamer is basically the overdrive knob is almost off because I'm not trying to add any more gain. For example, I'll give you so gain without the pedal, gain with the pedal. It's almost no difference in gain. It's bringing it brighter and tighter. That's all I'm using the tube screamer for. When you get a Mesa Boogie rectifier, amp of any kind, whether it's single, dual or triple rectifier, I've owned them all at some point. You don't need help with the gain. It goes as gainy as you fucking like it. And speaking of which, after the pedal board, it is going into the dual rectifier, which is on channel 3. Still using vintage setting. For me, the modern setting's a little bit too, you know, thin. The vintage setting to me sounds more like a guitar should. But that's that. Been a while since I introduced gear. Let's do it. Let's turn it up and deafen myself. going to do it again for a couple of reasons. Firstly, I sound like I'm a little bit out of tune, so I don't know if it's telly or the previous recording. Secondly, because on the open bit of that riff, I play single notes on one of the guitars. I was meant to be playing the chords on this one, but I didn't. So I'm going to go back. It's shown up really faint. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. As if the lines are low. Perhaps we'll cut a touch again from the line, just a touch. That's wrong. turn this off. Go See what I mean? That's a Telecaster. That's a Squire Telecaster. It's all pretty much the same. I'm going to save that. We're making progress. Yay. Right, so I'm going to cut this episode here because now I've got a lot of editing to do because I had a medical call in the middle of it. Oh, I'll make sure it's still recording, actually. It is. Cool. Right, so I've been Paddy. This has been The Hangar. By all means, please share, like, subscribe, comment, all that. Any questions you've got, ask away. I will give my uneducated and idiotic opinion on them. I'll give you my answer on them. All that nonsense. Please do go check out Trich on your music streaming platform of choice, as we are so close to 1,000 listens, and that's cool. But most importantly, safe landing.